Okay everyone, so this is both a YouTube video and a school project. So every now and then I will talk to my classmates through this screen. So in the video, I will talk about facts about places in Malaysia. So, shall we start?
Am I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? No, not at all. You can control. You think I'm showy, but I'm not at all. Am I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? In my world, swinging swag. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
So this is Woodlands checkpoint. It's actually illegal to film inside the checkpoint, so no video of the immigrations, just this picture. Here's a fun fact. By maritime law, if you pass the Woodlands checkpoint but have not passed the Malaysian CIQ, you are not in Singapore or Malaysia.
Am I looking like this?
Before I tell you what this building is, I need to tell you about Hari Haji, or Day of the Sacrifice. What happens is, the Muslims will walk around a cube called the Kaaba 7 times. Then they sacrifice a sheep for everyone to eat. Now this building is the Menara Tabung Haji, a bank where Muslims store money for their trip to Mecca so they can practice their holy ritual. Established in 1979 under the company Tabung Haji, it has saved over 100 million ringgit, 23,291,021 Singapore dollars, and 31 cents in 6 months. Yes, this building, which isn't even the headquarters of the company, I remind you, saved $23 million in half a year.
Am I looking like this?
This is Puteri Bay. Although it used to look like this, it is now being renovated for private apartment complex. But you can still come to the entrance to see Singapore from Malaysia's view. But you used to be able to go to the beach, and now you can't. And in the future, you might need to own an apartment to go to the beach. Also, the apartment is super cool, and if you saw the other apartment in Malaysia, this is much better, so it's probably expensive. Seriously, 2 A-class apartments are cheaper than a 5-room HDB flat that looks terrible. But the other private apartments in Malaysia are way cheaper, because this is basically the best apartment in Malaysia.
Am I looking like this?
My classmates have probably heard about this one. This is the bangunan of Sultan Ibrahim. You guys have probably heard about the White House in America and the Oval Office, but in Johor, the president, minister, and other government officials live in a castle separated from the office. They work at the bangunan of Sultan Ibrahim, and a long time ago, this used to be the tallest building in Johor, which is why the Japanese used it as their headquarters. When the Japanese invaded Malaysia, they needed a place to scout Singapore. So the tallest building in Johor would be a good place to scout us. And it's even right next to the causeway. But in 1970, Malaysia built the Merlion Tower, way taller than the bangunan of Sultan Ibrahim. Okay, now we are moving into the more modern part of Malaysia, such as malls and theme parks. Now, I highly recommend that you go here. This is a Japanese restaurant called Warakuya.
Warakuya.
Shut up. But although it's not a Malaysian restaurant, if you want Japanese food, it's better to go to Johor than stay in Singapore or actually buy tickets to Japan. I mean, on TripAdvisor, people say Johor has good Japanese restaurants. And also, isn't Malaysian cuisine the same as Singapore cuisine? Anyway, this restaurant opened in 2012 and now has 3 different stores. The most famous is at Jalan Kuning, Pelangi. The second at Mount Austin, and the newest at Sutera Mall. I don't want to recommend anything because it's better for you to just see the menu for yourself. Also, it was on a Malaysian drama show once. I'm sure that someone in this class has been to Legoland Malaysia. Legoland Malaysia is Malaysia's first international theme park. The theme park opened in Iskandar Putri on the 15th of September 2012 with over 40 attractive rides, shows, and attractions from a water park to a gigantic Lego exhibit. Although the hotel wasn't that satisfying, it makes up by having a nice lobby and having unlimited access to the theme park for hotel guests. Also, you will probably spend most of your time outside the hotel. Next is the Aeon Mall. Founded in Japan in 1911 as a convenience store, the Aeon store has seen many changes. Introduced to Southeast Asia after the World War, it started as a supermarket in a mall similar to Giant, FairPrice, and Cold Storage. Found potential to become a mall in the late 90s, many Aeon malls scatter across Japan, and one Aeon mall is in Johor. The Aeon mall is also next to the Sutera Mall, so Warakuya is also right next to it. Next, we are focusing on the jetty and mall of Putri Harbour. Most rich people in Johor dock their boats here, as the jetty is connected to the cleanest river in Johor. So, at the docks, I also saw this boat, and it was in a square shape. I think it was some kind of show boat for entertainment, but it was in a square and it had a velvet sail. And on its sail, I remember it said Si Agum. And if you translate it from Malay, it actually means the strong or the mighty. And I think it's funny because this ship isn't that strong because it's a square instead of what other ships are shaped like. Look at the design of this ship. I redrew it, but it's pretty accurate. Look at the design of the ship. I mean, like, what the frick? Also, if you've brought your younger siblings, you can come to this place, which is a theme park that features many of children's cartoons, such as Thomas the Tank Engine, Hello Kitty, and Bob the Builder. Also, there is this restaurant that has excellent stuff called New Zealand Unlimited. The last location is the Tuas Checkpoint, a smaller version of the Woodlands Checkpoint. Built in 1997, it serves as a second link from Malaysia to Singapore if something happens to the Woodlands Checkpoint. Remember the first Woodlands Checkpoint?
Behind them, the causeway connecting the island to the mainland is blown up, hoping to prevent any Japanese invasion.
Causeway, which had been partially blown up by the British.
Yes, it's at the bottom of the sea. Also, it makes things convenient when you want to go to the east side of Johor. That wraps up the presentation. Hope you enjoyed the video.
I might look like this.